Thank you so much for coming again and enduring through another speech. There are a lot of hurting people out there. The suicide rate in Wyoming is 20.4 people out of 100,000. 5 of those 20 are seniors, 55 or older. 38% of women and 16% of men have had childhood abuse that has affected the rest of their life. It is common for women in violent relationships to leave only to return time and time again. Each time the violence gets worse, as we know here in Cody, with these 2 deaths recently. Dr. Michael Lyle states that clinical depression affects 17% of all Americans. 30% of all Americans admit to severe stress, according to Dr. David Hager. 75% of all office visits to the doctor are stress-related. The church is not excluded from this. In fact, the divorce rate is equal to or higher in the church than national averages. What can the church body do about these hurting souls? I have a background of 13 years of childhood abuse that affected my mental and neural development. I know firsthand the cycle of abuse, terror, fear, trusting the wrong person, then withdrawing and isolating that an abusive background sets a person up for. I also know what it's like to see the same cycles in my son. Of all the needs out there and in our church, I would like to narrow the focus to the 38% of women that do have an abusive background. I would like to create a place of safety where they can relearn who they are as God's creation. Women are being emotionally, verbally, and physically abused every day in our community. Where can they go to know that they will be emotionally cared for, treated differently, at least for a few hours? Where can a woman go just to talk about her life without being judged or given a quick pat piece of advice? Some women sit in church and silently suffer the abuse of marriages that are abusive because they think it's their responsibility as a woman to suffer. Others sit there and suffer because of a background of abuse and they feel guilt and shame. Where are these broken women? Where are these women that are no longer functional as God designed them, like this broken piece of glass? Well, many are in prison, some are in mental hospitals, others in abusive marriages. Some are living a promiscuous life, which just keeps the cycle of chaos going and guilt and shame. Some do such a good job covering up that you don't understand the torment that they are living with and their inability to cope with everyday life. What can Christian lay people do about this problem? Well, according to the Orthodox Presbyterian Church, there are 3 steps. First, acknowledge the problem. It exists outside and inside the church. Define the problem, and then create a God-glorifying way of helping. Perhaps a support group that meets regularly, a Sunday school class. People will need to just plain listen to the survivors. No judging. Just listen and perhaps cry with them. Like Paul says in Romans, rejoice with those who rejoice and weep with those who weep. The church community can make a difference, a place to go where their needs will be met at other times than Sunday, a place where women can find connection, a listening ear, community. Let's have a call to action to live like the Christian Paul described in Romans 12:9-12. Love without hypocrisy. Abhor what is evil. Cling to what is good. Be kindly affectionate to each other in brotherly love. In honor, giving preference to one another. Not lagging in diligence. Fervent in spirit, serving the Lord. Rejoicing in hope. Patient in tribulation. Continuing steadfast in prayer. I pray that at least a few of the 38% will find their way to Cody Bible, and we will be able to be used by the Lord in His latest creation out of the broken pieces. Thank you.